Okay. So, yeah, audio looks
Okay.
pretty good.
One second.
Oh, he left me. Do you think the community's gonna care what your house looks like? It's okay, bro.
Not really, but I mean, I think my wife will be like, "Why is the pillow there?"
Uh-oh. Don't tell her about the video.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another Summoner's War video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a break from the general content, the general summoning videos, to give you guys a little bit of an interview for one of the content creators that you probably don't know about, but you definitely should. I want to give a huge shout out to Juno, that's right here up above, for coming aboard to do a collaboration with me. Do you guys know Juno? I do, and I want to make sure that all of you guys do by the end of this video. Juno, how are we doing today, my man?
Doing great. Thank you, Childish. I can't believe that I'm finally on your channel. I
Yeah.
never thought, man, I'll be showcased here.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure to do it. Like I said, this is actually something that I used to do for many, many moons. You know, between my Man Crush Monday videos to the Educate and Dominate series, bringing on people,
Oh man,
helping them out, like all that stuff. And I've had a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people out there. I'm like, yeah, you got to give the Educate, Dominate, Educate, Dominate back and do all this. And you know what though? It's all good. It doesn't. I don't have to revive it. I just need to do what I love to do, which is interview people, get them on board, hang out with them, talk with them, just kind of hang out. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Before we get into it, though, let's go ahead and get a little background from you here. Can you give us a little history here as far as your experience in just overall, gaming, YouTube, whatnot? What motivated you to become a YouTuber, and what led your way into Summoners War?
yeah. So, just like you, I got more of this YouTube idea during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Well, for some people that want to dig through my old videos, I was a somewhat a singing advocate. I wanted to start YouTube with some singing because I just loved it. But I realized there's just too many talented people out there.
Right. You did a lot of covers, right? You did a lot of covers?
Yes. In the beginning, that's how this YouTube started. In the middle, I tried to switch things up with some finance stuff. And finally, I landed on to Summoners War because it was the one game that I was playing for many years since it came out. But in the end, what I wanted to do was get a side hustle going with something that I love to do.
Yep.
And I noticed that one thing that I had the most knowledge of was Summoners War due to all the experience I have playing it for so long. And I just found it fun and pretty simple, letting the community know through simple videos that I was able to make, and it just worked out. Recently, it started to blow up a little after 2+ years,
right?
But it was fun. The journey was fun, and I'm glad that I'm here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So, correct me if I'm wrong, man. It's been a minute. When I think I first saw you, I think it was around the time when the Street Fighter collab was going. I think one of your first videos, it was like you jump into it, and it was like a summoning video. And if I recall correctly, I don't think you got any like Street Fighter NAFIs, but I think you got a Tiana, but you were a little upset because it wasn't a Triton. You wanted a Triton super bad, right? But you ended up getting a Tiana or something like that.
Wow, I actually can't believe that it was a video where I was upset that I got a Tiana, because Tiana was one of my most wanted NAF5s for a while.
Yeah.
And if you watched some of my recent videos, I can't be more of a strong believer and lover of Tiana, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it had to be a different NAF5. I doubt it was a Tiana, but maybe it was something different.
Yeah. I'll have to check.
But just because you said the Triton, I did get him recently.
Yeah, congratulations.
I did get him very recently, yes.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Because like I said, when I was first checking out the videos, like I said, they were pretty straightforward, like we always do. And you remind me so much of me, because when we first got into the game as far as content creation, everything was super basic. We had the video game, we had our face cam, nothing super crazy. That was pretty much it. Our thumbnails were simple. Our titles were simple. We didn't go out of our way to do it to make it outrageous fashion. We just, we were happy with it. You and I, like I said, we literally had our first year of videos were 100 views, 200 views. If we were lucky, right? And then
Yeah.
as we slowly progress as a content creator, we started learning things about thumbnail tagging, SEO, and like you said before, you all of a sudden out of nowhere, like your channel started growing. And
Right.
to me, I think one of the biggest things that kind of related, obviously you learned a lot of things on the side, but one of the things that you related to was account improvement. You know, when it comes to a game that's been going on for 8 years now, there's a lot of things that have learned over time, but a lot of things that get changed over time, and sometimes it's kind of hard to constantly keep up with everything that's going on. But to have somebody provide that kind of feedback to the viewers out there, kind of the things that they're looking for on a regular basis, I mean, without question, I feel like people see it, they share it with their community, they share it with their guildmates, their friends, and like that's how things grow, right? YouTube algorithm could only do so much, but word of mouth it's a strong force. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's crazy. So obviously, Summoners War is our bread and butter here, right? But outside of Summoners War, what other games did you like to play? Were you big into like MMOs? Or you big into like first person shooters? What other games did you like to play?
Yeah, I was actually not a huge gamer since I was young. My parents limited my use of the computer, so I didn't really get into gaming too much. I
Okay.
think I did get in a little more during my college years and in high school with League. I enjoyed the games where I could be able to play with friends. I still play to this day with those friends, and that's probably the only game that I really play outside of Summoners War. I tried other mobile games, and I don't know. It there's just something that Summoners War has that makes me come back to it, and I
Mm-hmm.
just can't leave it. Especially if you compare it to other gacha games. Yes, some people say that Summoners War is still pay to win,
Right, right, right.
but I just feel like most of the games that are still out there are more pay to win than Summoners War.
Yeah,
So
most definitely.
I just come back to it. But yeah, not very big gamer. But I do play a lot of Summoners War outside of League that I play really, really rarely these days due to work, YouTube, and spending time with family.
No.
Yeah.
So now, when it comes to your content, right? I mean, obviously, my biggest thing that I caught on watching your stuff was account improvement. But give me a little bit of history as far as your overall progression on your account. I mean, G3 Siege, is it G3 Arena, right? G2, G3 Arena.
Yeah.
You're up there. I mean, you're up there like all day, every day. Like, is there anything
Yeah.
that you haven't really accomplished in the game? You pretty much conquered everything, right?
I just got into G3 Siege in a G3 guild.
Okay.
It's a Korean guild. I'm Korean, so I like to have a Korean community because due to the fact my entire YouTube channel is for the English community, I still like to converse with Korean people. So I decided to go into a Korean guild even before and now. But they were kind of I guess quiet and they weren't really active the
Sure.
season before. But they definitely reached G3. They reached legend in guild battles. So, and they told me that they want to do that again, and they're getting back into it. So I joined the guild. So I really want to experience more G3 Siege and guild battles because it seems like a lot of people aren't actually interested in G1 guild battles or guild siege, even though that most people that are viewing the videos, the content are in G1 or lower
Right.
guilds. It's I guess it makes sense. You want to see people that are better than you and see what's happening up there.
Yeah.
But because I noticed that, I decided to join a G3 guild, and for personal records as well, like you said, to get another 3 red stars. Arena, I've been in G3 for a while. I think I'm always at least in the top 30 the entire week now, due to my lucky pulls with my LD5s that are kind of focused for arena defense. So I have to say luck played a part. The only thing that I couldn't accomplish is definitely getting a red star in RTA. I know you got it last season. You got that first red star, and I was really jealous.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, but I know I don't show much in the video, but I'm actually a tilter. I get pretty upset in RTA when I play, and I noticed even when I watch myself editing those videos, I don't like to see it.
Yeah.
So I tend to cut those out, and I don't want to show too much of that when I'm making those videos.
Yeah.
But I definitely know that I can reach G1. but I'll have to play hundreds of matches per season, which I rarely do. I think the most I played was last season with 400 matches.
Mm-hmm.
But I see people that get G1 or they're C3, they're up high C3 with a like 49%, 50% win rate,
Right.
but they have 1,000 plus matches. So it just tells you that if you play a lot and keep a 50% win rate, you should be climbing, right?
Right.
But as personality wise, I just can't do that. I just think I'll just get too stressed. I'll start throwing my phone. You know,
Yeah.
I never say any cuss words in my videos, and I'm a fan of not saying bad words.
Right.
But I feel like that I'll start saying it, so I try to do it for my mental health.
So I'm glad that you said it in this interview, because a lot of people out there, you know, they didn't get a really chance to like dive into the player, you know, behind the mic. And I am the same way. As a content creator, I'm one of the few, alongside with you, that do not use cuss words or profanity. My channel is very family friendly. Like I said, we're one of the only people out there that do that. But I will say this: I've gotten super close to letting it all go because of the one and only thing in this game that makes you tilt beyond belief, which is RTA. But the good thing about it is that you and I can admit to the fact that it is very tilting and it's hard to showcase it, which I think it's good, because people need to know that it's a competitive I guess you could say kind of competitive game mode, and it can be a lot. I mean, it's something that you can do a couple matches, you know, get super unlucky, and you really need to walk away and just step away from the phone and take a breather and kind of recollect yourself. But getting back to what you were saying, about the win rate and just doing the matches here, that's one of the things that assisted me last season. A lot of people didn't understand, except for him, didn't really know what to ban. But like even then, as I climbed up, the competition started to get higher and higher. But it was the overall amount of wings that I did that allowed me to see what other people are doing to kind of counter my comp, and essentially I counter their counter. I kind of out level them. That's what allowed me to kind of jump up there and do well. Whereas nowadays people know how to counter my team, and now they're starting to bring different units here, units that got recently buffed, and I'm just like, wait, what is this? And I have not done enough matches to essentially deal with it, right? So yeah, it's kind of crazy watching your content. I learned a lot, just by the stuff that you provided to the community, especially the patrons out there that have donated to you, to get some tips and tricks for the stuff here. You've provided a lot of stuff here, but you've also, some of the stuff that you provided for the people, a lot of them have the same problems or whatnot here. So out of all the people that you've helped, could you drop maybe like 2 to 3 tips out there for the community out here that may are interested in learning maybe the steps to take as far as encounter perimeter? What should they be focusing on? What's your order? Like, how do you, when you get an account, like how do you go about tackling it?
So obviously the first things I check in the account improvement, but in the account review is if they did TOA. Like, I think that's like a very basic thing to do. TOA, it's where you get the most resources in the game, free to play, right? And getting those, I say scrolls, right? It's really for the scrolls, but those chances to get a new nat 5 that could progress you in different parts of the game is really big. But when I get some of these accounts and I see that they didn't finish TOA hard, most of them get through TOA, regular TOA. TOA normal, it's a piece of cake. But for some reason, they don't go through TOA hard. And when I see that, it hurts my eyes, it hurts my feelings.
Right.
Because that's a very simple improvement that you could do. Just by finishing that, just by building the team for that and doing that every month, you will have a chance to get a better unit for your entire account for any part of the game. But there are still some out there that come for an account review asking, where's my account at? What do you think? And they don't have their account. I mean, they don't have their TOA done, which I think is pretty bad. The other thing is definitely the dungeons. I recommend Trickaroo a lot. A lot of people do get through GB12 and then they're stuck in DB12. And yes, there is that slow team that people can make due to the fact that Summoners War kind of lowered the requirements for DB12, I believe, and GB12. It got a little easier to do them with the free-to-play team and with that normal standard team, but it definitely takes a lot longer. I still think it takes 2 minutes plus. So I recommend people to build the Trickaroo still. because if you do, I know it's hard, but you still can make the trickery with, you know, the GB12 runes and some of the determination runes that you get from Rift Raid. Yes, it's harder,
Sure.
but you just really need a triple roll into some of these defense substats that you're getting from any rune. It doesn't have to be guard stats specifically. Some people come back to me saying, hey, I can't do DB12, I can't get these guard sets, how am I going to make a trickery?
Right.
But the guard sets, it's only giving you 12 more percent, right? It's only giving you 12 more percent. If you get an extra roll into defense for some of these runes that you get from GB12, you can make up for that 12%. It shouldn't be too hard. But the big benefit of getting trickery done is that you're going to have a team that could do DB12, MB12, and I believe Punisher Crypt. I think that's the one, the Artifact Dungeon, up to level 10. And just by doing that, now you're much ahead than everybody else running a standard team that's taking 2-3+ minutes, while as your trickery is taking 1 minute. So you're having a 3 times more efficiency compared to those players, and you will progress a lot more by getting those runes quicker. The last thing, and this goes along with the trickery because actually this needs to get done first, is your towers. There's so many people that focus on arena defense, and maybe that's because I showcase a lot of arena defense improvement and arena offense improvement. People that come to me, they're like, hey, Juno, I want help in arena defense. I want help in arena offense. What can I do? And I go into their account, and when I look at their towers, nothing is powered up, or they just have their speed tower done. But really, if you want to compete in arena, and if you want to get a new rank more easily, I definitely think that you should be getting your towers first. And this is not just for arena. It will help with your dungeons, your BJR5, right? You need the fire, attack, crit damage, HP, defense towers all done to get your Bale team running much easily, compared to those towers not being done. You have to get all those extra stats from runes, which I doubt you are getting without getting good grinds and good runes, right? So I think towers were the biggest thing that people are kind of missing out, and going straight into just build a good arena defense, when right now in their state they should just be putting a fake defense, putting a one level unit and just getting farmed so you can farm those low level people back.
Right.
I know a lot of people come to me saying that they don't have a lot of time. So when I go into their account, I see stacks of wings just being accumulated on their account. They have like 100 wings plus, and I'm like, why aren't you running this? And they're like, I don't have the time. Yes, CompToUs did add a new feature. They added a new opponent, quote unquote, where you could now attack consistently without any breaks in the middle, so you could get that 3 arena points. But it's 3 arena points. If you attack him 100 times, you're getting 300 points. But if you attack regular people, real people, 100 times, you'll get 500 points. That's 200 points more. That could be leveling up a tower.
Right.
So putting that fake defense, weak people will attack you, and you'll have weak people to attack back. And I am pretty sure you have time. It's 10 seconds, right, to attack those people back. So I really want to tell those people, if you're in this kind of state, please get your towers done first, put up a fake defense, and finish your tower. Then we could talk about how you could improve your arena defense or arena offense. I still do give them some recommendations on what they should run, like what I think is a good combination. But I tell them, you should be running this later, but right now you should be farming to get your towers done.
That was some of the things back in the day when I was giving advice to people, back in 1979 when I was still, providing educational content. Everybody was like, yeah, what should I do for my defense? Like, you shouldn't. You should focus on offense, because that's essentially the where you're going to get the majority of your points. The defense is only a small part of this, and ultimately, whoever's going to be attacking you is going to have, be truly confident in their ability to take you out. So chances are, unless you are outrageously ahead of the game when it comes to your, account unit depth, your room depth, it's going to be super hard to catch them off guard. And if you are, you're essentially putting, trap sets on that are going to take away from potentially making your arena offenses strong. But Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Next topic that I want to talk about is gonna get a little spicier because this is one of those things that we as content creators, share with the community, and sometimes it's not what they want to hear, but they need to hear. So, I just wanted to get your opinion. For those that know, we have, like I said, your channel just blew up to no end. Did really well, and one of the things that obviously took it up there was, like I said, your willingness to take the time to assist people out when it comes to account reviews, account improvements, and I guess you could say account optimization. So I don't know. I feel like we can kind of break those into three different categories, but I just wanted to kind of get your opinion. I mean, for me, account reviews just essentially review your account and giving a little bit of advice. Account improvement, maybe reviewing your account and actually making the adjustments, I mean, you can kind of make an argument for both of that being account improvement or optimization. Like, what's your take on it all?
So yeah, account reviews, I just, go straight into your account, just see where your account is at, what I think that you need to focus on. It's just more like pointers,
Sure.
verbally, and I don't actually change anything on the account.
Right.
Account improvements is a service where I actually go into your account and make all the changes that I think that needs to be done to get you a new rank or to get your dungeon to work, etc. And I know I offer various account improvements, but I tell everybody out there that really it's your account.
Yeah.
It's your account. All the information that you need is out there. Yep. To get your dungeons running, to create a better arena defense. It's all out there. You don't need me to make the changes. So please don't come to me, especially for RTA. I'm a C3 player. And I know you should feel good because you don't have to say that anymore, right? Because
I'm C2 this season, so I can say myself C2. I'm not G1.
Okay, but yeah, I'm a C2 player, and I tell all the people that come to me, hey, if your account is F3 in RTA, then yeah, I could give you some pointers on how you could reach G1. I mean, sorry, C1.
Right.
C1.
Right.
But if you're like C2, even C2, although I'm C3, I'm one rank above you, I still think that you'll have more knowledge, more knowledge on your account to make the correct changes to get you a better record in RTA. And I don't think I'm the right person, so don't come to me. I tell them that. But there are still people that still say, hey, I want your opinion. And I'm like, okay. But I wanted to clear this out. There's a reason why I put a price on those improvements. And it's because I'm doing something that I don't need to do, that you could do. You could all do it, but I'm spending my time to do it for you. So I put that price. But really, all the things out there, all the account improvements, all the information is out there. You know your account the best. You should be doing it because it's your account. Right. You should be doing it.
And so let me jump in here as well. So the reason why I like to bring this up is because a lot of people don't realize, but I have being a part of the influencer community for a very, very long time, being able to go to a lot of these events and whatnot. I've been able to develop some really, really good friendships with some of the end game players that are content creators as well. Mm-hmm. And I've actually had them talk to them. They looked at my account like, man, you definitely should be higher than you are. I've had people tell me for almost 2 years, 3 years now, it's like, you could totally be a G1 player. You just gotta, make a couple of adjustments here, and go figure, right? The crazier my life gets, the more things got involved. I'm like, man, I don't know if I have the time to do this. So essentially, that's what I did. I reached out to them, say, hey, I'm looking to get, like account improvement, account optimization, let me know if you could jump me in. They did. We, worked out an agreement. Which led to me giving them a healthy donation, and besides the fact that despite the fact I was, even though I know it could be, it could be frowned upon to get account optimization, I was really grateful for the opportunity for to be able to connect with them, because every single person taught me something unique, and they taught me a new way to look at it. So now, after working with 5 or 6 different content creators that literally have all shown me various ways to look at my account, now I feel really confident in my ability, if I choose to sit down and like really dive in and fix it, like I can basically do what anybody else can do, right? I can make the adjustments, make the improvements, take a look at not just what the meta is, but the strengths of my account and how I can use my strengths to combat what the meta is. So for anybody that's out there on the fence about your generic account review, which is always great if you can get it, versus account improvements or account optimization. I do feel like they are really beneficial. But obviously, when it comes to account optimization, we're talking about content creators that are literally taking hours out of the day to fix it. This is not a 30-minute thing, 60-minute thing. This is hours upon hours. So for them to, put a price on it, I don't blame them. Lord knows, Lord knows, I wished it was like 26, 27 hours in a 24-hour day. Just never enough time here. So speaking of which, right now, as this interview is going, I had to take a break, as one of our amazing content creators from the Summons community, CC Line, is doing a 7,000 scroll summoning session on Twitch. He's been going at it for 6 hours and still has a crazy amount of summons to do. I mean, can you believe that? Somebody literally taking their whole day to do summons on one account. Like the biggest I've done is 3,000, 4,000 scrolls, and that took like 4 hours. And that was with speed, like slamming my things going back and forth. She's actually doing 10 pulls and taking her time and talking with the community. God bless her heart, because I could never do that, right?
That's
I could
insane.
never do that. That is insane. Yeah. That is insane. But yeah, this game, 8 years running. Who knows how long it's going to go? But as you know, you've been playing the game for quite some time. We've seen a lot of changes. Some good for the, some for the better, some for the worse. Kind of curious on your thoughts on the state of the game right now. What do you think about it overall? Are we in a good place?
I think overall the game is not in a bad place. I think I can say it's in a good place, but that's the game. I think the company, not so much on how they're handling the game.
Okay.
And I just have to bring the incidents back with Dominique.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't believe that it happened again.
Yeah.
Like cocky incidents, I kind of understood because it was their first time, right? And I think Cocky came out 2 years ago, something like that.
It was 2 years ago, but technically it wasn't their first time. I think the Twins was their first time, then Cocky, then this one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Twins was broken.
There was the Twins.
Sorry, right. Comp to us. I gotta
That makes it just so much worse, right?
Yeah.
It happened the third time, and most people will say, "Hey, 3 times, you're out now. See you, Comp to us. I'm leaving the game." And I'm pretty sure a lot of people felt that way with this one as well. I know I felt the anger with other influencers, other content creators, such as Once in Love.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he voiced it pretty well. I just think that shouldn't be happening anymore. Comp to us is a huge company, and to be fair and strict, and to tell them, Summoners War is probably the only game that's really making them a lot of money. So I think that there shouldn't be any excuse for what they're doing in the game for these new units that are coming out. These should be thoroughly tested when these balance patches are being done. So I guess Dominique wasn't really a new unit. It was a buff, right?
Yep.
But even for the new units, when they come out, they need to be thoroughly tested with some real data. I don't know why they wouldn't allocate some of their funds to get some testers, right? Or getting some of these high-level players with some of their, or not even high-level, like mid-level players, and get their runes, build the unit, and see how it affects arena, PvP, or any of this content. Because Dominique was pretty clear what was wrong, right? Like, you didn't have to give him great runes, and he was still destroying units.
Yeah.
So I think this show that Come to Us is definitely taking things easily. They're not giving it much thought, which is very surprising, because I think the community voiced this concern and this frustration many times. But it's just crystal clear that they're not caring much.
Yeah, and I want to give credit where credit is due. You made a good point, and I actually got a chance to talk with him privately. I'm actually upset at myself that I didn't stop everything that I was doing that day to basically back him up and make a video. But yeah, if you guys didn't get a chance to catch Once in Love video, he definitely shared his frustrations about that particular unit, and just talking about the history of everything. But again, it could be very, very scary as a content creator, especially if you're connected as good as you are, like Once in Love, to share your opinion. But he's one of those people that have never held back. He's always expressed it, and he's just that's what I'm saying. That's who he is. And I got a lot of respect for him for that. A lot of us, be kind of scared to do that, but I mean, he doesn't hold back. He lets them know, no holds barred, raw and unedited. I love it. I love that about him.
Yeah.
So I hope that, like I said, we can all continuously, do that, kind of echo him on that, because I think a lot of the changes that have come along the way over the last year and a half is because the people, the community, the influencers have been really, really at it when it comes to overall quality of life improvements, things that we've been looking for. So it's good that
Yeah.
we're putting it out there. We're making videos like with you right now, sharing your frustrations about certain things so that they can hear it. It's not just, one-sided or one person that's, providing this, after they, summon 200 LDs and didn't get it right. Speaking of
Yeah.
which, I mean, he got his first LD5 this year, but holy cow, I think he was up to almost 1,000 LDs. Like, probably more. I mean, it's something outrageous.
Yeah.
And he kept his composure, man. Holy cow! But anyways, thank you so much for coming on board in this collaboration with me. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do this. As a content creator that has been doing this thing now for a couple of years, like I said before, if somebody doesn't really know about you, it's a shame. It's truly a shame, because the amount of educational content that you provide, obviously you provide a little bit of entertainment based stuff, but the amount of educational content that you provide is outrageously strong. And considering where we're at in the game and how many of us educational contributors like myself kind of falling off the bandwagon, kind of getting a little lazy and just providing Twitch clips and YouTube, it's good to know that we still have people out there that know what the community wants and are trying to help anybody out, regardless if they were, came at the game 8 years ago or 8 days ago. You're providing the content, you're listening to your target audience, and it speaks volumes because, like I said, your channel is growing. So congratulations on your success, and I hope you don't skip out on the next LA meetup. Otherwise, I'm going to get mad. I'm going to Hulk out.
Oh,
Yeah, you better make sure you get to the next one, okay? It's been a pleasure to have you here. I will leave the link in the description down below so people can go ahead and check you out. Can you give your schedule when it comes to like YouTube videos? You daily videos? Are we streaming right now? What do we got going on for your schedule?
Yes. So right now I'm only doing YouTube,
Okay.
and my videos are going up 6 p.m. I'm sorry, 6 a.m. PST.
Okay.
Almost every day. I did miss today though, because I forgot to schedule it. Yeah, but most days it's 6 a.m. PST, new video every day.
Awesome. Sounds good, my man. Well, thanks again for coming on board and doing this video collaboration with me. I really do appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you so much, Childish. And I hope I see you next time.
Yeah, you better be there. You better be there. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, you all know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you guys all in the next one. Take care.